Greetings, traveler. I am Sir Knox, the teller of tales. I presume you would like to hear one. Well, this one is called Players Refuse to Do Anything. Get surprised when there are consequences. Hello, fellow RPG enthusiasts. I finally found group to try MotW, Monster of the Week. With and even though the game was a disaster, I have this story for you. For those who don't know, Monster of the Week is an urban horror game about monster hunting and investigation. The session was basically one-shot. Group of 3 was investigating suspicious events at local school. Children going missing for short periods of time. Reports of something messing with the minds of people. A few windows randomly shattering. They were basically sent by local government after the police wasn't able to figure out what was going on. And they were semi-professional hunters. The session starts, they introduce their characters, Jonathan, Beth, and Lavender. Playbooks, classes aren't important. And how the group arrives at the school. There are 2 police officers to supervise them, a principal and a janitor. Everyone but the cops have encountered some minor anomalies. The party starts to question the victims. What exactly happened? When did it happen? They quickly learn that there have been one incident a few minutes before they arrived. Small fire in principal's office. They immediately head there, and the horror begins. At least for me. You arrive at the office. There are still residues of the fire, charred table, and you can smell smoke in the air. There's also shattered glass on the ground. What are you doing? Jonathan. I'm tired. I sit down for a while to rest. Beth. I want to ask Principal about the fire. Me. Cool. What exactly do you say? I don't know. Lavender, got any idea? Lavender responds. Nope. Lavender will sit down near Jonathan. And it went like this for about 30 minutes. I tried to get them to do something, to speak. The NPCs even reached out to them and started providing them with information. Nothing. The characters are sitting on the ground and ignoring horrific facts about arteries in janitor's closet, how the incidents only happened on Tuesday and Thursday, history of the school. There were 2 students who committed a terrible act upon themselves on Tuesday and one on Thursday. One burnt himself, one pierced his heart with his father's knife, and the last one dropped a somewhat heavy boulder on his head. So I said that as the time passed, the cops started to argue whether those obviously amateurs and scammers would do anything as they left the office. Horrified, shrieked, pierced the air. Jonathan responds, I don't feel like I want to stand up. Beth then says, I'm afraid without Jonathan, I'm staying with him. Lavender then says, I don't know where to go. And that was it. No reaction at all. I tried to speak to them through NPCs, nothing. I was getting bored, but I wanted to finish the session. So the ghosts, yeah, it was nothing fancy, just ghosts of the deceased students, decided to trap those dangerous elements in form of professional hunters in the office. They all started to feel nauseous as the head ghost started messing with them. Nothing. They all completely ignored that the windows and doors started to get darker as they became covered by thick blood. Then the ghosts shoved themselves, and the table started to burn brightly. Our lazy protagonists suddenly freak out. Jonathan tries ramming through the door, but roll poorly, and I describe that the hardened blood stops him, and he takes 1 harm, or damage, as he feels something crack in his shoulder. Beth just runs around the table, and Lavender tries to spit into the flame to extinguish it, failing unsurprisingly. The session ends as the whole school burning down. Fire department fails to do anything as firefighters get terribly confused as they approach the building. And players start complaining. How I didn't give them clues, how I completely confused them and flooded them with useless lore. How they didn't get to fight anything. Beth then proclaims that I was a poopy keeper, or GM. Leaves the voice chat. Stupid COVID, I miss in-person games. And others do the same. It was a very bizarre game, and not very interesting. It's a shame that I wasted this pretty cool mystery on this group. But hey, at least you all have a story to read. Well, that concludes our tale. If you'd like to hear another, come back again and I shall tell you one.